It's just
10,
my pride.
9, 8,
Some people be made
7,
for it, some
power,
people don't.
6,
It's not
5,
going to win.
power, 4, power,
You better
3,
be ready.
2, one more. Good. Under here. Roll under the bed.
Right. This is
It's just
scary.
my pride.
Gervonta Tank
Some
Davis
people be made
is
for it, some
working
people
on
don't.
his versatility.
It's not going to win.
We already know he has that
You better be
ultimate
ready.
equalizer, that special God-gifted one-punch knockout power. But he also can box. Gervonta Tank Davis, he's
just
very
my
durable,
pride.
has a chin. Never
Some
seen
people
him
be
visibly
made for it,
hurt.
some people don't. It's
Gervonta
not
Tank
going to
Davis
win.
also has
You
great
better be ready.
footwork.
It's just my pride. Some people be made for it, some people don't. It's not going to win. You better be ready.
Boxing pros have
Just
decided
my
to select
pride.
Gervonta Davis before the fight
Some
as he
people be
shocked the
made
boxing
for it,
world
some
with his
people don't.
incredible training
It's
film
not
prior
gonna
to his
win.
rematch with Lamont Roach.
You
In
better
fact,
be ready.
after watching the training video, Jim Lampley, the veteran, voice of HBO Boxing, predicts that Gervonta Tank Davis would defeat Lamont Roach Jr. in August for his WBA lightweight
my
title
pride.
rematch, recording his 31st
Some
victory
people
and
be made
29th
for it, some
knockout.
people
And
don't.
if he
It's not
doesn't
gonna
win it, then
win.
it's exactly what I thought it was,
You
which
better
is
be ready.
another event in the ongoing, very successful career of a unique fighter. And I think that Tank Davis is a unique fighter because of his...
It's just my
Lamont
pride.
Roach Jr. has made every effort
Some
to convey
people
hope.
be made for it,
According to
some people
Lampley,
don't.
he has already mentioned
not
that he
gonna
watched
win.
Davis in the amateur ranks and is
You better
accustomed
be
to the
ready.
135-pound champion's precise power technique. He has emphasized his desire to start realizing his aspirations of creating a legacy. He has seen the platform for making money
Just
that would
my
result
pride.
from an unexpected victory.
Some
Although
people be
Lampley
made for it,
recognized
some
Roach's
people
efforts
don't.
in the first battle,
It's not
he
gonna
continued
win.
to believe that Roach did not win the
You
fight
better be
outright.
ready.
Rather, it was more about him going above and beyond than about him defeating Tank.
And if he doesn't win it, then it's exactly what I thought it was, which is another event in
It's just
the
my pride.
ongoing, very successful
Some
career
people be made
of
for it,
a
some
unique
people
fighter.
don't.
And I
It's
think
not
that
gonna
Tank
win.
Davis is a unique fighter because of
You
his
better be ready.
precision, the style in which he fights, and the level of power that he's able to apply, particularly with the left hand.
Gotcha.
It's
So
just my
last weekend,
pride.
However, he has yet to provide a
people be
compelling
made
plan
for
for
it,
how he
some
may
people
resolve a
don't.
conundrum that
It's
has
not gonna
resulted
win.
in a long string of incredibly violent
You better be
knockouts and
ready.
elevated Tank Davis to one of the biggest and most successful boxing names. Even after his performance in the most recent game, Lampley is impressed by Davis. And not just because of
It's
the heavy
my
hands
pride.
the 30-year-old from Baltimore has
Some
used to
people be
finish
made
highlight
for it,
reels.
some
so
people
overwhelmed
don't.
by what I
It's
saw
not gonna win.
that I compared
You
him
better be ready.
openly in the chat and here on Media Row to a young Roberto Duran. Wow. My good friend Dan Rayfield pointed out to
It's
me,
just my
quote,
pride.
he's 29 years old, he has
Some people
Lampley
be
claimed
made
that
for it,
although
some
Tank's
people
skillful
don't.
boxing,
It's not
southpaw
gonna
style
win.
advantage, deft footwork,
You
and
better
obvious
be
killer
ready.
instinct would make him a top lightweight, even if he did not have his startling punching power. It is his sheer strength that truly distinguishes him. Not only does he defeat his opponents, but he completely destroys them
my
in a way
pride.
that is both amazing and frightening.
Some people be
Similar
made
to
for
a
it, some
professional
people don't.
predator, he patiently
not gonna
approaches
win.
his kills, acting as a
better be
counterpuncher,
ready.
then erupting into uncontrollable aggression to achieve unexpected finishes. As demonstrated by Mike Tyson during his early career, his knockouts are visually stunning. Even though
Just
Davis
my
is much
pride.
over his formative stage,
Some
he
people
continues
be
to
made for it,
outperform
some
stunned
people
opponents.
don't.
body.
It's not gonna win.
There's no way in the world you should be comparing
You better
him
be
to
ready.
Duran. But I was thinking of the spectacular punching power for a 135-pound fighter, comfortable will to violence, the
It's just
ability to
my
apply the
pride.
violence the way he did.
Some people be made for it, some
And,
people
It
don't.
was an impressive
It's not
show.
gonna
I
win.
agree.
Roach is the junior lightweight
better be
champion of the
ready.
WBA after losing a title fight against Jamal Herring by unanimous decision in 2019. He has already won 6 consecutive fights. His downfall was the defeat
Just
to Handle
my
Herring.
pride.
Lampley believes the result
Some
in
people
August
be
is
made
still
for it,
obvious.
some people
Despite
don't.
Roach's assertion
not
that
gonna
he has
win.
improved since then and demonstrated
You better
this
be
in the
ready.
first bout with Gervonta Davis,
I fought the kind of opposition at this point in his career that Duran had fought at age 29, so I was a little bit overboard.
It's just
You know, we
my pride.
acknowledged his talent beforehand.
Some
about
people
the
be made
combination
for
of
it, some
speed and
people
power,
don't.
But I asked you,
It's not gonna
is
win.
he
Roach is a very skilled boxer
better be
with a
ready.
solid background. according to Lampley. But when I asked the most experienced boxing writer, I know what chance he gave to Roach in this fight. His response was, the same chance I gave to a caterpillar. Crawling in the way of a steamroller, Lampley was like this prior to the first fight, but he believes that Tank has been energized by it and will be much more dangerous this time.
Right. This is scary. Gervonta Tank Davis is working on his versatility. We already know he has that ultimate equalizer.
Some people be made for it, some people don't.
One-punch knockout power. But he also can box. Gervonta Tank Davis, he's very durable, has a chin, never seen him visibly hurt. Gervonta Tank Davis also has great footwork.
Some people be made
Davis,
for it,
by middle round rescue TKO, moves on to possible bouts with Keshin Davis or Shocker Stevenson, both of whom would be more likely than Roach. It was his training session. Lamont Roach performed admirably in that bout, in my opinion. We would have won by a unanimous vote, I believe, if he had been a little more aggressive, but he kept taking his foot off the throttle. I think Lamont will be even better in the rematch now that he knows we can take Tank's punch, because he's going to take those punches, he's going to give those punches back. And he's going to step on the gas in this fight, Shields stated.
I think
he would be my pride.
Better.
Some people be made
even
for
a better
it, some
fighter
people don't.
And did
it's not going to win.
Because I can just feel like he's a little sad, he's a little depressed, even before this fight. You know, so I think it'd be a better fight. I think that Lamont has the mental edge. I think anybody right now would have a mental edge over Tank, because to me he just needs to.
Some people be made for it, some people don't.
Take some serious time to deal with whatever he's having to deal with.
Surprisingly, she gave a very balanced prediction, acknowledging Tank's power and talents, even though she preferred Roach in the rematch.
Here's real quick to Tank and Lamont Roach. Is that the right opponent for
Tank? Some people be made for it, some people don't. It's not going to win. You better be ready.
He's a very pretty kid, he's very skilled. Tank is Tank. And when I'm thinking Tank, I mean like he's a bad man. He can fight and stuff. I know we had our dispute.
It's just my pride. Some people be made for it, some people don't. It's not going to win.
Lamont has had a successful amateur career as well. I'm not sure why everyone seems to be sleeping on him. He is a really strong and talented young man. When I say Tank is Tank, I imply that he's tough, a terrible guy, and capable of fighting. Clarissa Shields said, I know we had our dispute back and forth or whatever, but at the end of the day, if we talk about just boxing, he's a good fighter, and I look forward to watching that fight. Of course, you can't expect them to forget their quarrel quickly. I've always bought any fight that Tank has had on pay-per-view, and I think that Lamont Roach is watching. She said in response to the question of if it was worth the money and whether she would purchase the ticket. As usual, we will showcase Tank's power in this battle, which I believe will be extremely sophisticated and skillful. Let the best man prevail.
And I look forward to watching that fight.
Is this a pay-per-view fight though? Would you buy it? Are you going to buy it?
It's just my pride. Some people be made for it, some people don't. It's not going to win. You better be ready.
Very technical, very skillful, and as always, we're going to see the power of Tank on display.
Absolutely. And Lamont Roach, do you have a relationship with him?
I know from the
It's just my pride.
It's a known fact in boxing that the punch you don't see hurts you the most. And the footage showed him moving at a pace that no one has ever seen before. Terrence Crawford was one individual who made a startling remark, and even if it were true, he attempted to deny Gervonta Davis all of his due recognition. It was obvious to whom Terrence Crawford was referring on X, even if he did not quote the statement verbatim.
If you can punch, you can punch.
You better be ready.
It may not have the same effect that it did on a smaller guy, on a bigger guy, but if you sharp, you sharp.
This guy is working really hard over there, no Lizan. I hope Lamont is prepared for it, as he pounded with some crazy speed. Gervonta Davis was spotted on the punching bag with his trainer, who was holding the pads. Before hitting the mitts, Gervonta Davis also spent a few solid minutes with boxing. A spectacular knockout ending was the training video's high point. Tank will use this to give Lamont Roach those devastating blows he won't notice and to become even more explosive. In their rematch,
you better be ready. This was my pride.
In Gervonta Davis's camp, there is a widespread belief that Lamont Rematch was able to withstand most of Tank's punches in the first fight because he had anticipated them. Otherwise, he would have been knocked out, just like the other 28 opponents. Of Gervonta Davis, to put it mildly, the clip was astounding and has received hundreds of likes and comments. In fact, certain boxing professionals, world champions, and legends have been included in the comment area.
Many years ago, legendary champion Marvin Hagler remarked that it's hard to get up and do road work at 5 a.m. when you're sleeping in silk pajamas. In other words, when you're hungry,
some
when you're
people
chasing
be made
something,
for it, some people don't.
grind comes
It's
natural.
not going to win.
But once you're
You
comfortable,
better be ready.
that fire can fade.
The world champion tested his striking strength by putting on the gloves and punching bag after his body workouts. He then sparred with an unidentified opponent for a short while before taking a brief break and posting on X Davis as shown, working non-stop for 1 hour with the heavy bag. This demonstrates his skill set and resilience. It's interesting to note that champions are created during challenging training sessions like this one.
It's just my pride. Some people be made for it, some people don't. It's not going to win. You better be ready.
Although it is impossible to dispute Gervonta Davis's championship status, he deserves praise for his remarkable display of strength, agility, and fortitude.
It's just my pride. Some people be made for it, some people don't. Some people be made for it, some people don't. It's not going to win. You better be ready. You better be ready. Just my pride.
Tank was seen performing push-ups in the video. Gervonta Tank Davis has no room for any kind of negligence as he returns to the ring against the man who first marred his boxing record. The lightweight champion has been accused of not taking his training seriously in recent years, particularly after announcing his retirement.
Just my pride. Some people be made for it, some people don't. It's not going to win. You better be ready. I made the decision.
The world champion tested his striking strength by putting on the gloves and punching bag after his body workouts. He then sparred with an unidentified opponent for a short while before taking a brief break and posting on X the fact that Davis used the heavy bag for an hour straight without stopping shows how resilient and skilled he is. It's interesting to note that champions are created during challenging training sessions like this one.
It's just my pride. Some people be made for it, some people don't. It's not going to win.
Gervonta Davis's championship status is undeniable, but he deserves praise for putting on such a strong display of strength, agility, and fortitude. He will soon make Lamont Rematch his personal punching bag. Even if Rematch has been shown some confidence, he needs to talk a lot in the ring if he wants to have a chance against the most feared fighter in the lightweight class, Gervonta Tank Davis. Nearly the ideal fighting weight, he is not yet displaying any indications of quitting the sport, as evidenced by the photo he took showcasing his amazing body.
It's just my pride. Some people be made for it, some people don't. It's not going to win. You better be ready. It's just my